Get a lot done on this one. Obviously, you can see I got the firewall all painted and ready to rock. Front fenders too painted. Oh yeah, look, Billet Specialty wheels. Because I want a drag setup with this car. And this is the setup I'm going with. And if you noticed, also I'm converting over to 6-piston Wilwood brakes up front. Let's go. Heard that right. Yep, I'm switching up my brake setup that I already had on the car, changing it. One of the main reasons is because this is a Ford bolt pattern. And even though the eBay listing was for a Chevy bolt pattern, it came with a Ford bolt pattern. And then the rear end is a Chevy bolt pattern, which wouldn't be a big deal for these wheels because it's a dual setup, but I just don't like the idea. Plus, I want to run a second set of like drag style wheels and tires that I'll show you later. And I just want to switch it back over to Chevy. So as you can see here, I picked up a Wilwood kit, 4110742. And I think there's another like part number after that to make sure that you get the black calipers, but do your research, look it up. But this is what I'm going with. And then I picked up another set of spindles here in order to mount everything up because these spindles have to be specific for this brake setup. So I went with like a Heights kit. I got these on eBay, or Helix, I'm sorry, Helix kit. And these should work out just well. I made sure that all the bearings and stuff like that test fit onto the spindle just fine, and they do. So I'm just gonna go ahead, get to assembling this setup. It's pretty straightforward. Plus, you know, it comes with instructions. A lot of us, we don't read instructions, but on this, I highly recommend doing it. So yeah, I'm gonna pre-assemble this, show off my wheels, and then maybe get tackling on more stuff in the front end. So I screwed up. The Wilwood kit that I got, the brackets and stuff are meant for a regular style spindle, drop spindle. And I ended up picking up whatever this style was for drop spindle because it listed it as will fit with Wilwood brakes. But looking closer and trying to put it together, obviously it's not gonna work like that. So I have the correct spindles on order, gonna be returning these ones, and we're gonna go from there. But for right now, I gotta put this one on pause. We'll pick it back up later. I'll pick it back up later, but you'll pick it back up as soon as I get them. So yeah, lesson learned. Do a little bit more research on which spindles you need for your brake setup. See, new spindles, no time at all. I also had to order a castle nut kit. Got it, I think on Speedway, but that's the part number there for that. So it comes with 2 nuts, cotter pins, and then the washers. Even though the Wilwood kit comes with washers, but it just didn't come with any nuts. So I had to order those separately. Just a thing to note. They are raw though. There might be some little bit. Either way, they need to be painted. So I'm going to clean these up really well, wipe them down, and then a little primer and a little cast coat iron. This is just what I have lying around. Flame-proof stuff, sure, that'll work just fine. I just like that color for these because that stuff dries like really, really quick. It'll let me like assemble this a lot sooner. There we go, all mocked up, ready to throw on the car when their car is ready for them to be thrown on. As you can see, like these are a little bit bigger than this. The weight, picking them up, they weigh about the same. I would be curious to weigh them side by side to figure out which one does weigh more. I mean, obviously you would think that this would weigh less, probably by a couple pounds, but it's not like a strictly drag racing setup. Obviously, it's more of a street friendly use. I would think that this would have more of a clamping force on it because of the 6-piston instead of the 2-piston GM style there. Just looks a little bit more refined, professional. I like it a lot. So, oh, and the main reason why I got these, let me show you. Let me go grab it. So here we go. Billet Specialties Streetlight Series, 17 by 4.5 with a 2-inch back spacing on it. So this is going to be my drag setup because I really want to do a drag and drive event with this car. This is my front wheel. I ordered the tire, but it's on back order like everything else in the world. But this is just such a clean, trick, beautiful setup. Yeah, and the rear. Oh yeah, guess I could show you the rear. Rear's already mounted up. 15 by 10. And I'm running the Mickey Thompson Street Comps. 295, 55 R15s on there. Problem is they don't fit, so we got to make them fit. So I think that's what we're going to do in the next episode show, whatever this is, YouTube thing that I do. Make them fit. As you can see, I'm already kind of working on it because this timeline is kind of weird. And as you can see, the Firewall's already done, but that's what we're going to do next, right? So forward, backward, backward, forward, all makes sense. No, this is harder for me than it is for you, but yeah. Yeah, let's tackle that Firewall right now. So here's another thing that bothers me that definitely needs attention. So these are new rockers I put on here, but it's a straight shot down and the fender has a curve to it. And if I wanted my door gaps to be tight, that won't bolt up whatsoever. So either you're going to modify the fender or the rocker. I choose the rocker. So yeah, I guess I'm going to strip the paint off just this section here that needs to be modified. I'm going to bolt on the fender where it needs to be or where it wants to sit. I'll scribe a line to make all my, well, obviously the contour that it needs to follow. Cut that out and then weld in new metal and then smooth it out. And then I'll repaint this when I repaint this. But yeah, this definitely needs addressing, so I'm going to address it. Made my marks, made my cuts. Everything's cleaned up nice. Made this piece here. I think this is actually out of the front core support that I had to section out, but that's going to fit nicely in there. So I'm just going to weld all that up, and then that should fit nice and flush with the front fender. And then I got to go and do the other side. So just have the fender bolted up top with my gaps set where I want them to be. And the beautiful thing about this patina car is it doesn't have to matter that much, but now gap is pretty consistently even. This is bolted in the bottom here. Plenty happy with that. The door opens and closes, doesn't snag on anything. Same thing on the other side. On the other side, one thing I do want to take care of, this molding has a nice dent in it and it kind of shoves out and it does catch ever so slightly on there. I don't like that whatsoever. And because I have everything out from the inside of the door anyway, I'm going to take this off and see if I can't straighten this out better and then just throw it back on. Basically just pulled the piece of trim off, found a socket that kind of fit in there that matched this contour, and then I crimped it in my vise with the soft clamps, and it kind of took the majority of it out and just straightened it back out because if you remember, it was just kind of, it's pointing out in that direction a little bit more. And then I just took a hammer and a punch, a smooth punch, and I just kind of worked at it a little bit. Perfect? No, definitely not, but it's a patina car, and all I just wanted was it for it to be flat again and not to catch anymore. A little bit of steel wool and WD-40 to take the majority of the tarnishing out from the scratches, but that looks pretty good. What's next? What do we want to do next? Actually, let's paint this. You want to paint all this? I want to paint all this. I'm sick of this being black, so this needs a Comet wash. This needs primer, and then we'll paint these two. So I am gonna give the front end there a little bit of time to dry, like in the air. I blew it off as much as I can, but I just wanna make sure all the water's gone before I start spraying on it because I wanna undercoat it. I'm gonna undercoat it with DEI Boom Mat spray on. They were kind enough to send me this stuff, so that's really awesome. But I also plan on using it like on the Firewall. As you can see, I got it all primed up. but I want to go from, actually I want the whole underside to be this, but like I want kind of a factory fade on it. So I want to spray like just the bottom sections there with this, and then I'll spray the green kind of over it to have like a little bit of overspray. I don't want like a hard line or anything like that. So yeah, next up, I'm just let's shake some of this stuff up, spray it on there, let it dry, and then also spray on it all on the inner fenders and stuff like that there. So it should be fun. Let's see how this turns out. So this stuff dries fairly quickly. It's dry to the touch already, and it's only been maybe 30 minutes. It says dry to the touch in 20, so that's awesome. And it turned out really good. Like, it hides, because of the textured look, it hides a lot of stuff. So I highly recommend this. I'm really excited for that. And let's go check out the front end here. So yeah, everything on the inner fenders. Yeah, like I said, it just hides everything, because this section here was just so rusty, and I hit it with a little bit of rust primer before I sprayed it, but now it's, because it's like a textured look, you couldn't even tell. You don't even know, you know? So awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, DEI sound deadening boom mat spray on works amazing. Yeah, so now I guess I'm gonna mix up some green. Spray it on. Spray it on. Yeah, cool. Again, look at this. Look at this. What a difference. What a difference some black can make. Check it out, got it looking pretty mint, pun intended. So next up, I gotta do a little clear coat on there. So I choose this matte wheel clear coat from Duplicolor because I want a matte finish, but B, also this is like chemical and kind of heat resistant, a little bit better than like your typical stuff. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's gonna hold up well. It has for me in the past. So yeah, I just gotta give this a couple coats, and Firewall should be good to go. I know I said it before, but like, it's amazing what a little textured black paint will hide for you. This looks so good. Definitely pleased with this. And I got the clear, the satin clear all on the Firewall. So this is the best it's ever gonna look, because for sure I'm gonna scratch it up while I assemble the car. Yup, awesome, so good. Look at all the stuff we got done in this one. So yeah, disc brake conversion kit, I guess, kind of, from an upgrade that we already had. Wilwood, like it a lot, plus the Billet Specialties wheels that I'm showing off here that's gonna be running on the car for the drag setup. Firewall's done, the front end is all set and ready to go back on when the car's ready to be back assembled. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is actually coming together really nicely. If you guys made it this far in the video, always, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Got a lot more coming up. See you in the next one, guys.